Hi everyone, it's Alex from Risk Academy, and today I wanted to respond to one of the questions that you guys posted to me, and the question was, how can risk management improve performance, improve organizational performance? And as always, there are a few options that I wanted to talk about. In fact, I think there are three distinct things that the risk managers can help do to improve the overall company performance. They're not mutually exclusive. In fact, I think all three should be done. So the first one is an obvious one. Risk management is a decision-making tool, so it can actually improve performance by contributing to better deal-making, if we're talking about investment decisions, by improving some of the strategic choices, if we're talking about strategic decisions, by changing how, by integrating into budgeting and changing how budgeting works, better allocation of resources, and all the usual things that I'm sure you have in your mind already. So risk management can improve performance by bringing additional opportunities, additional revenue to the company, by helping executives and all the managers within the organization make better decisions. Risk management can also, as part of this sort of same package, risk management can also improve performance by reducing some of the costs, by saving on insurance, by saving on cost of financing, by saving on cost of key supplies. Risk management can basically improve performance by impacting the bottom line from either more revenue or less expenses side. Now that's the obvious answer. But there are two additional things that risk managers can do which are not so obvious, which actually equally well improve performance, because after all, what is performance? It's the company meeting its objectives. So that can be improved by either doing a better job at meeting the objectives, or alternatively, it can be improved by setting better objectives. So that's the other side of the equation that I wanted to talk about today. Risk management can actually significantly improve company performance, not just by doing a better job and being a better company, but by actually setting more realistic and honest performance targets. And there are two things that risk managers can do. Thing number one, KPIs set by the shareholders or the management or the regulators or some other party involved in setting KPIs can actually be changed or challenged by using proper risk analysis. So in fact, risk managers can perform risk analysis at the KPI target setting process to allocate a different KPI, not say, not commit basically to sales of 100 million within the next year, but actually do some proper risk analysis and say that, well, given the risk exposures that we have, given the market risk, given the country risk, the realistic sales KPI may in fact be between 70 and 110. And in fact, depending on what the appetite is for the shareholders who are setting that KPI or the management who are setting that KPI, the real KPI or the more realistic KPI could be anywhere within that range from 70 to 110. I'm making up obviously those numbers, but I hope you get the idea. Is that switching from single point KPIs or objectives to a range of say exactly the same objectives or same KPIs will actually significantly improve the company performance, because the company will be better able to meet those targets. And in fact, I mean, depending on what the risk appetite is, the company may choose the 95th percentile of the KPI, which is in our sales example, would probably be like 75. And say, with 95% confidence, we will meet this KPI, and they can set other stretch targets on top of that. So changing the way KPIs have been traditionally set is actually a significant improvement that risk managers can bring to the table. Because the executives, and executives will appreciate that. They don't really want to overcommit to something clearly unrealistic, and the risk managers have all the tools necessary to show just how realistic or unrealistic certain KPIs are. So that's number two. risk management can actually participate in the KPI setting process to set more realistic targets and hence improve the likelihood of actually meeting those targets, hence meeting the performance objectives. And the third thing that risk managers can do is risk managers can actually participate in calculating the performance by risk adjusting whatever the end year result is. So the final option is not just setting the KPIs with risks in mind. I mean, let's assume that this didn't quite work out because the regulators or the government or the shareholders didn't have any appetite for that. Well, the risk managers can still contribute something valuable. When the actual performance is calculated, they can calculate the risk-adjusted measure, saying that this performance looks good or bad on paper, but in fact it's something opposite, or it's something different. Because if you add risks to the equation, if you add risks to the picture, you will see that we've actually done a better or worse job, depending on the situation. So risk management can improve performance in three very distinct ways. It can help company make better decisions and make more money and save more money. It can actually help set the KPIs to make them more realistic, because the traditional ways of setting KPIs and targets, they don't really account for risk, they don't really account for uncertainty. So it wouldn't be surprising that you will see quite a significant range instead of single point estimates when you apply risk management to that. And the final thing, performance can actually be calculated using risk-adjusted measures, and that will again provide a more realistic, cleaner picture on what the actual performance is. The company may have made a lot of money, but at what cost? What are the risks that the company has taken to make that much money, or sign that many contracts, or issue that many credit cards? If you've been watching the news, there's been a lot of examples like that recently, where just calculating numbers, not accounting for what the risk is associated with those numbers, doesn't always provide a true picture. So those are my three ideas. I'm sure you can come up with something else. Do share in the comments underneath, and please subscribe to the Risk Academy channel on YouTube. Thank you and goodbye.